Now on CoastTV News.
It's a cold start to our Monday. Temperatures 30s inland, 50s at the beaches, and a little bit of patchy fog as well. This dry streak continues with a cool Monday. That good weather for Election Day. I'll have that forecast coming up.
Election Day is tomorrow. I have the details about the early voting turnout in Delaware and how everything is expected to go tomorrow.
Mayoral race in the Maryland coast, the priorities the candidates are stressing in Ocean City one day out from Election Day.
Budget for Beach Patrol headquarters. We look at two of the reasons why the project in Rehoboth Beach exceeded original estimates.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. It's Monday, November 4th, 2024.
It's been a great weather for all those outdoor activities this fall, Paige, but we have a record drought and it continues to be a growing concern.
Yeah, definitely. Still those burn bans in place, so just be very careful out there. We are going to talk about a fire even that happened in a little bit. So first, though, we're going to get to First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahi. Bob, any update with when we could be seeing some rain?
Well, it could be Thursday, a big could be. And could it break the drought? No, it won't be. But it could be measurable rain, not looking like a big chance. This morning, it's cold. Frosty inland areas, 36 Salisbury, 32 in Delmar, 37 in Georgetown. So warm up the car, maybe scraping a little bit of ice there. But look at the beaches. You're warm, 57 or Rehoboth, Bethany Beach, 56. You've got a breeze right off the ocean. That's what's keeping you warmer. But inland, it's calm, clear, and cold. We have some high clouds moving through right now, but high pressure is still firmly in place. And we have clouds back to our west that are heading our way. So we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds, and it will be seasonably cool today. So this morning, I think it's a little cooler than these 40s. We've got some 30s sprinkled into inland areas. And then as we go through the morning, warming through the 50s into the 60s, a mix of sun and clouds, mid 60s by noon. And then I think our maximum temperatures around 64 to 67 inland, cooler for the beaches, but still pretty mild as we go into the evening hours. If you're going for a jog, bundle up this morning. Temperatures in the 30s, light winds east and then eventually southeast, and then by noon we're into the mid 60s with a mix of sun and clouds.
Thank you, Bob. And we are nearing the end of what has become election season in the U.S. It's no longer just one day. People on Delmarva have had several days to vote in the 2024 campaign.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Lewis. Elisa, you talked to the Delaware Department of Elections to learn about the preparation that went into making sure tomorrow runs smoothly.
Matt and Paige, I'm currently at the Lewis Library, and this is one of the many voting locations in Sussex County, and tomorrow we'll likely see a lot of people right here getting ready to cast their ballots. And the Department of Elections says it's expecting about 50 to 60,000 people across the state to come out to vote at one of the 79 locations in Delaware. And the Delaware Department of Elections says that early voting this year was successful and more people actually turned out to vote than expected. The total number of people who early voted in Sussex County is 85,911, and 193,502 early voted in the entire state. The big question is Delaware fully prepared for Election Day, as states like Pennsylvania have already said it may not have all the votes tallied in time. The department says it has been preparing for years, and those helping tally have gone through 3 years of training. The department says delays are not expected. Later on, we're going to hear from the director of the Department of Elections for Sussex County to hear about what we can expect at the polls tomorrow. Back to you.
Lisa Weber live in Lewis. According to the latest data from the Department of Elections, Sussex County had the highest amount of early voters. So we took Lisa's numbers, added those to the absentee ballots, and as of this morning, over 229,000 Delawareans voted. In Sussex County, nearly 98,000 people have already cast their ballot. Tuesday is the day. We have a list of polling places and rules in Delaware and Maryland. You can get to that right now on the CoastTV app and website.
With the expected win of a Senate seat in West Virginia, the Republican Party is poised to take control of Congress's upper chamber following the election. It's brought a national focus to the Senate race in Maryland. It's an open seat. Former two-term Governor Larry Hogan has demonstrated that a Republican is capable of winning in the heavily Democratic state. He's facing Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks. We're going to hear from both candidates later on CoastTV News Today.
There's an election battle taking place in Ocean City. It's for mayor. Rick Meehan is seeking a 10th consecutive term, and he is being challenged by Councilman Peter Buis. With the election less than a day away, both candidates pushing their priorities, Meehan touting his efforts to protect Ocean City's beaches. Lewis is focused on safety.
That has allowed us to continue to build, to develop. We've had no damage from water from the ocean front through any storms since that implementation of that project.
We need to make sure that we've got an environment where if you want to be in law enforcement or any level of public safety, Ocean City is the place to be.
And Meehan ran unopposed in 2022. Ocean City's mayor serves a 2-year term.
All right, we just mentioned 2 important races taking place in Maryland. Now we have a recap of local races impacting Delaware. Matt Meyer and Michael Ramone, they're fighting to lead the state as the next governor. For Lieutenant Governor, Ruth Briggs King and Kyle Evans Gay are hoping to take that position. It's a 3-way race between Lisa Blunt Rochester, Eric Hansen, and Mike Katz for the lone U.S. Senate seat. In Sussex County, Districts 3, 14, and 36 all have candidates on the ballot. And be sure to tune in to Coast TV News on Election Day for coverage of all of those key elections on Delmarva.
We're now taking a live look at Detroit. Michigan is one of those big battleground states in the presidential election. Both campaigns spending plenty of time there in the closing days. And on Sunday, Vice President Harris actually made 3 appearances in Michigan, including 1 in Detroit.
And former President Trump has an event scheduled for tonight in Grand Rapids. As NBC's Jay Gray shows us, both are crisscrossing the country with really just 1 day to go.
The race for the White House, now an all-out sprint with no clear leader. In the latest and last NBC News national poll ahead of Tuesday's vote, Vice President Harris and former President Trump each getting support from 49% of registered voters.
So we got to get our country straightened out or we're not going to have a country. All right, that's all.
Both closing out their campaigns in a half dozen or so swing states that could ultimately determine who wins the White House.
I see voters standing together to defend freedom. This moment in our nation has to be about so much more than partisan politics.
Gold and amber leaves frame the Pennsylvania countryside, but make no mistake, Bucks County, like so many in this state, is purple, split between Republicans and Democrats. The signs of how close the campaign is here are everywhere.
Yeah, I feel like from my lens, like the signage at least seems pretty split. Yeah, I would say that.
Along the sidelines of a youth soccer match, parents understand the role their community could play in the political game. Some unsure if they'll know the final score when the polls close tomorrow night.
No, I won't be staying up late Tuesday night. I don't think it'll be decided Tuesday night. I think we'll have to wait.
Officials in Pennsylvania warning the count could take days here. Jay Gray, NBC News, Doylestown.
And new this morning, an update on the construction of the Rehoboth Beach Patrol Station. It's going to be given to Mayor Stan Mills and city commissioners there. What's going to be presented is this, a new total cost of the project. Right now, we're looking at over $5.5 million. One of the recent expenses was the need to reconfigure the water main. Another was replacing the stormwater line. The city says the project is still on target for completion before the 2025 Memorial Day weekend. We do have breaking news now this morning. We're learning that music mogul Quincy Jones died at the age of 91. According to his publicist, the star producer died surrounded by family at his Bel Air home Sunday. Jones's impressive resume includes work with some music legends, including Michael Jackson, Frank Sinatra, and Ray Charles.
We have an update on a property that has been eyed up for development for some time. There was a push for an area off of Route 1 in Lewis for the Overbrook Town Center. And this would have been a huge shopping center, but after 2 denials, the lot has sat empty. Now plans for the Lewis parcel have changed and doubled in size. Here is a look at the lot we're talking about. This is in the northeast corner of Route 1 and Cave Neck Road. An LLC called Seaside at Lewis is looking to create 359 single-family home lots on this now 240-acre property.
So what's going to happen next? Well, a public hearing for this 359-home cluster subdivision is scheduled to go in front of Sussex County Planning and Zoning. That's going to happen Wednesday, November 20th at 3 p.m.
Happening now, a Milton winery saying it is fighting for a permit in order to reopen. Twin Branch Winery, it's near Route 30 and 16, says it's been closed for almost a year due to these issues. According to the winery, Sussex County is claiming that recent renovations prevent Twin Branch from reopening under its farm winery license. And the winery says there is a public hearing on November 20th for a conditional use zoning permit.
All right, we're just getting started this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Coming up, escaped emu. You want to check this one out. The emu returns home after a few days on the run. How the owner says they plan to keep the bird at its home.
Also ahead, one animal rights group is hoping to make a temporary ban on fireworks permanent. How they say the displays could be damaging to animals.
And record drought dangers, what first responders had to deal with in Georgetown. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
A legacy is earned with generations of proven reliability, standing tall through the test of time, leading, innovating to build the best vehicles with the best value. Because the greatest memories begin with the journey.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
Hi, I'm Kim Hoey-Stevenson, candidate for Delaware's 6th Senate District. I'm running to be a voice for our community and put people over politics. I'm committed to working in a bipartisan way to protect our open spaces, elevate our education system, and ensure government transparency. From clean water and fresh air to quality education and a thriving economy, we all want the best for coastal Sussex. I'm ready to work hard to make it happen. On Election Day, vote Kim Hoey-Stevenson. Let's build a brighter future for coastal Sussex together. Paid for by friends for Kim Hoey-Stevenson.
Do you feel like good customer service is a thing of the past? Achieving a top-notch lawn and healthy plants can be stress-free when it's with a company you can trust. I'm Richie with AC Plant and Turf, where we make it easy. When you call us, you'll speak directly to someone who cares about your needs. Timely service is our priority. Our experienced team is committed to resolving your questions or concerns quickly. Experience the simplicity and convenience of our service. Don't wait. Take the first step towards a beautiful lawn and landscape and call AC Plant and Turf today.
Hello everyone.
My name is Emma Ludwicki.
I'm Paige Ludwicki.
And our stepdad, Mike Simpler, is running for the 14th District State Representative of Delaware. We believe that Mike will help to preserve the coastal Sussex County we all know and love.
Mike has always been the kind of person who puts others first.
He's tirelessly served as president of the fire department.
He understands the real issues people face here, and he's got practical ideas to help solve them. He's not just a great stepdad. He's one of the best people I know. Join us in supporting Mike Simpler for State Representative of the 14th District. Thank you.
6:12 on our Monday morning, and look at this. We've got daylight this early. Yes, we do, thanks to the clocks going back 1 hour. Milford right now, 31 degrees, a little frosty inland, 30s from Salisbury up to Milton. But along the coast, milder for you, 50s from Ocean City up to Rehoboth, because you've got an easterly breeze mixing things up, and that wind coming off the warmer Atlantic. We're looking at mostly clear skies, and we'll be looking at sun and clouds for today as high pressure is in charge. Pumpkin spice meter, ooh. That PSL sounds good this morning, and it's feeling like fall today. 30s and 40s this morning, but by this afternoon, pretty seasonable. We're looking at a mix of sun and clouds, and by 4 o'clock, right around 66.
New this morning, we have more evidence of this record drought. We are learning about a brush fire. This happened last night in Georgetown, and we actually have some pictures from the Georgetown Fire Company to show you. This is near North Bedford Street and Gordy Street. Crews were on the scene at approximately 5:30. They were able to get that fire under control. No word yet on its cause. Starting today, DART's 27th annual Stuff the Bus Thanksgiving food drive is back. DART is trying to collect 20,000 pounds of non-perishable food for the Food Bank of Delaware. The drive runs for 6 days across 6 locations, including a stop in Rehoboth Beach today at Giant Food. And if you can't make that one, donations can also be made directly to the food bank.
Happening today, striking workers at Boeing are set to vote on a new contract proposal after what has become the costliest strike for the U.S. economy this century. The proposed offer between Boeing and the union includes compounding pay increases that add up to more than 43%. That offer is an increase compared to the offer the more than 30,000 striking workers rejected just over a week ago. Some companies are offering perks and discounts on Election Day. Both Uber and Lyft are giving riders 50% off their trips to their polling place. And as part of its Drive the Vote deal, car rental company Hertz is giving 1 free day when customers rent 2 or more days through November 5th. And Krispy Kreme, they're getting involved as well. They're giving away a free original glazed donut to honor your, quote, dough-macracy. We love that. Still ahead this morning, we're talking PETA wanting to ban the boom of fireworks. Why not all pet owners, though, think that those displays are damaging?
We're seeing the pretty fall colors on our Tintles Casual Furniture Cam. Also, look at the patchy frost out there, 33 in Laurel. So we'll be scraping a little bit of that frost this morning. Otherwise, the dry streak continues through Election Day and midweek, but there is a chance for some showers Thursday. I'll have your Election Day forecast and track that small rain chance on Futurecast in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Your surprisingly great rates? Contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Gamey Elliott in Salisbury today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Last day of battles and everything's going great.
This is a tough decision.
I heard the spirit of your vindication, which brought forth an ovation.
Snoopism, huh?
The Voice, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
It all comes down to this. Join NBC News for election night coverage. On the ground, across the country as polls close, and up to the minute results as they come in. Tomorrow on NBC.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
If your family's anything like mine, life brings in dirt and messes.
Touchdown!
Yes! Yes! Yes!
Oh! Sit back, relax, and leave the deep cleaning to the pros. Your home isn't clean until it's Stanley Steamer Clean.
Stanley Steamer gets your home clean.
Time is 6:17, and we're getting a live look at Lewis. We're starting to see some signs of sunrise there at the Roosevelt Inlet. It's been a while since we've had that shot at this time. You can actually see some stuff going on there. Bob, tomorrow, no excuses. You cannot blame the weather for not going to the polls.
Yep, can't blame the weatherman. Say, hey, the weather guy said it was going to rain, which would be big news in itself. But no, it's looking dry all day at the polls on Election Day for the general election. So let's map it out for you. 10 o'clock, 69. Looking at a mix of sun and clouds by 1 o'clock, 75. So pretty mild tomorrow by 4, 73. But then you need that jacket by 7 o'clock, 64. And just a reminder, the polls open at 7 a.m. and then they will close at 8 p.m. tomorrow. Now, as far as the dry weather, it continues. Our streak now is 38 days. The last measurable rain was on the 27th of September. The old record was back in October and November of 2001. So we are firmly entrenched in first place's dubious list of top 5 driest periods. Now second is 34 days, and then you see the rest of the days below that, and we'll continue to tack that on. I'm guessing we're going to be getting into the 40s as far as days go before we get some measurable rain. Temperatures are chilly inland, 36 Salisbury, 32 Delmar. We're scraping some frost inland areas, but at the beaches, you are milder with an easterly breeze, 56 in Bethany Beach. Rehoboth right now, 56 in Ocean City at 57. You can see the easterly breeze there, a little gusty along the coast, but then inland it is calm. It is mostly clear and cold as we have high pressure overhead right now. And that high, well, that's deflecting all the rain away from us. We've got this high up and down the East Coast, and here's all the rain across the plains, Texas, into the Midwest, upper Midwest. Unfortunately, this rain is not moving east. It's moving north and northeast, so it's going around that ridge of high pressure. So Futurecast this morning has us, we'll call it mostly cloudy to partly cloudy. We've got some high clouds. We'll see sun and clouds all day, and by afternoon, we're right where we should be, mid to upper 60s, mainly mid-60s, inland lower 60s at the beaches. And then tonight, not as chilly. We've got cloud cover, maybe a little bit of fog, 72, and a southerly breeze. So by tomorrow morning, we're in the 50s for low, so pretty comfortable as we head out to the polls tomorrow. And then by 10 a.m., looking at temperatures in the 60s, looking at dry conditions. By the afternoon, that southerly breeze kicks up, and we're into the mid to upper 70s away from the coast and 60s at the beaches. And then as the polls close, we're looking at temperatures still pretty comfortable into the 60s and looking pretty mild as we go into your Wednesday morning. We're seeing an easterly wind begin to turn to the south, and that will start to warm us up as we go into Election Day. As the winds pick up, of course, that's not good news with the dry conditions as the fire danger is still elevated, and we'll continue with those southerly breezes right through Wednesday. That rain chance comes with the front on Thursday. Not a big chance, but we're hoping we get a little bit of rain Thursday, followed by, you guessed it, more dry air and dry weather Friday into the weekend. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. You go from 66 today to 76 on Election Day. Wednesday, 79. That shower chance Thursday, not a drought buster, 72. And then upper 60s Friday and into the weekend. Yeah, another dry weekend with a mix of sun and clouds. The temperatures pretty much close to average.
Thank you, Bob. One ripple effect of this drought. Delaware State Fire Marshal has put a temporary ban on fireworks, and now PETA, the animal rights group, wants that ban to be permanent. PETA says explosions caused by fireworks are terrifying for animals and can even prove deadly, but some people we spoke with who have pets say they aren't worried.
It's twice a year we have fireworks. New Year's Eve, Christmas, some people will put fireworks off. I mean, you know, but if they're doing it on their own property, how is that hurting anyone? Because they're responsible for their own property.
In a letter to the fire marshal, PETA is hoping the state can opt for some alternative celebrations instead of fireworks.
Coming up next on Coast TV News today, an escaped bird is back home in Sussex County. What led to that capture and how the owner says they'll prevent those future plans of escape. Yikes, don't go anywhere.
Take your favorite radio station with you wherever you go. Download free today.
Window World of Delmarva, quality and price that can't be beat. Get a 10-window package for only $121.81 per month.
No matter the size of the project, you can trust Window World of Delmarva to get it done right.
Remember, first to call, first to install.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Hi, I'm Bill Whaley, inventor of the porch protection system. I want to talk a little bit about the extra space that can be created with the porch protection system. You can use that extra space for exercise equipment, pets, children, fireplaces. It's all marine grade materials. They're really easy to roll up and down. It also holds heat and air conditioning equally well. Start creating that extra space at your house today.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
As a Prince George's County police officer under Angela Also Brooks, here's what you should know. Also Brooks wanted to remove security from our schools and cut police funding. She released violent criminals and drug dealers. Murders have doubled, carjackings are up 500%. She would abolish cash bail, letting more violent criminals go free. Larry Hogan, he has our backs, and that's why Maryland police unanimously endorsed him.
Join our team by donating today.
I'm Larry Hogan, and I approve this message.
For professionalism, craftsmanship, and quality products at the best price, choose Window World.
If you need a new roof or windows or siding, just give them a call. I was very pleased and would recommend them to everyone.
Call Window World today.
All right, you may remember last week we reported on an escaped emu on the loose in Sussex County. After a wild 72 hours on the loose, Liberty, also known as Libby, the escaped emu, is back home. A neighbor spotted her roaming around their home in Laurel. It's far away from Libby's home, though. She got out in Frankfort, and with the police's help, Libby is back safe and sound.
Pretty worried for a minute there, but saw how the community came together helping, and I'm very grateful because without everyone's help, she'd still be God knows where, and I'm very thankful that she's back home safe.
Now, going forward, Joelle says that she plans on putting actually an air tag on Libby just in case that happens again.
I hadn't thought of that. That's a really good idea.
Really good idea, yeah.
First Alert meteorologist Bob Try, he is back with us. Not a big surprise here, Bob. Another dry day.
Yeah, not shocking news at all. This is day 38 of the dry streak, and it looks like it continues for a few more days. That means a pretty good-looking beach day. Chincoteague and Assateague, a mix of sun and clouds today. Maybe a little cloudier by noon for you guys, with temperatures into the mid-60s and cooling down now because it's getting dark pretty much at 5 o'clock. And then Fenwick Island and Ocean City, mix of sun and clouds today. Temperatures into the 50s and 60s later on. Pretty docile ocean waves around 2 to 3 feet. On the Bayside the next 3 days, 66 today, and then we're looking at 76 Tuesday, 79 Wednesday, and then Crisfield 66 today, and then a warm up for you as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday and staying dry. Slight chance of rain for Thursday. Much more in your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
All right, Bob, thank you. Also, coming up after the break on Coast TV News today, we have an update on the Rehoboth Beach Patrol. It's expected to happen today. We're going to tell you about the new budget officials could be hearing.
Also, the race for the Maryland Senate seat, why this campaign has attention beyond Delmarva.
And Election Day preparation. We are just hours away from Election Day. We're going to show you some results of early voting in the first state. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division like myself in cabinetry to ensure that you have the best product to fit your needs. And your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
It was very important to find somebody that was knowledgeable in the whole picture, the cabinetry, the appliances, and the countertop. We are delighted with the outcome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
My name is Bill Collick, and I've known Mark Schaefer for 30 plus years. He and I have been able to reach out and reach across to each other for causes and things that were good for people, communities, and neighborhoods. I do believe that Mark being reelected will be great for our communities and our families and things that we need to get done to be a better world.
No strangers here, just friends you haven't met yet. With comfortable outdoor seating and an authentic Irish bar, Irish Eyes in Milton is a local favorite by the Broadkill River. Irish Eyes in Lewis with ample free parking, a gorgeous waterfront patio, extensive menu favorites, and the best happy hour on the water. Book our Lewis room for all of life's celebrations. With a lovely panoramic view, in-house chef, and a professional team to make your next event one to remember. Find out more at irisheyespub.com.
Hello everyone, my name is Emma Ludwicki. I'm Paige Ludwicki, and our stepdad, Mike Simpler, is running for the 14th District State Representative of Delaware. We believe that Mike will help to preserve the coastal Sussex County we all know and love.
Mike has always been the kind of person who puts others first.
He's tirelessly served as president of the fire department.
He understands the real issues people face here, and he's got practical ideas to help solve them. He's not just a great stepdad, he's one of the best people I know. Join us in supporting Mike Simpler for State Representative of the 14th District. Thank you.
Now on Coast TV News.
It's a cold start to our Monday with temperatures in the frosty 30s inland, but 50s at the beaches. Patchy fog as well. The dry streak continues with a cool Monday and then good weather for Election Day. I'll have the forecast coming up.
Tomorrow is the big day. Everything you need to know if you're looking ahead to the polls on Election Day.
Seeking a win in the Senate race, the significance of this matchup in Maryland between Larry Hogan and Angela Alsobrooks.
Bigger beach patrol costs, why the Rehoboth Beach project is more expensive, and will it be ready in time for the start of the 2025 summer season?
This is Coast TV News Today.
November 4th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pence.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 6:29. Paige, we'll see this in a few minutes, but just want to note here, a good day for your NFL team, Washington. Yes. Our producer, Alyssa's Eagles with a win, and our director, Ryan's Ravens got a win as well. All the Delmarva teams of interest get a win.
I love that for all of us. Good, good. I feel like that's the one time we can all come together. You know, I know Eagles and Commanders don't love each other. But I think it's nice when all our Delmarva teams win. So go team. Hope everyone had fun. All right, I was going to bring in Bob, though, now. Bob, a great weather for football. I know it's drought, but still.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's great for those outdoor activities, you know, drought aside, but we are still dealing with the very dry conditions. And it's a chilly start out there this morning, probably scraping some frost inland areas, 36 Salisbury, 33 in Delmar, 37 in Georgetown and Milton, Seaford at 36. But then you jump to the coast, much milder here with an easterly breeze, 56 in Rehoboth, 57 in Bethany Beach and Ocean City. And there's that easterly breeze, keeping things a little milder there, but they're calm inland. The winds are, and that's where we're seeing some of that patchy frost. Otherwise, we're seeing some clouds and some blue skies. It's getting light out there with the sun coming up here right around now, and we've got high pressure in place. And we're looking at a mix of sun and clouds as we go through the day. So as we go through your morning, it's going to be frosty early on, a little bit of patchy fog. Watch out for that. And then it's 50s, then eventually 60s. Mid-morning, we're into the 60s. I think it's sun and clouds for this afternoon, around 67 in Salisbury, lower 60s at the beaches. So pretty typical for this time of year, but you'll be scraping some frost this morning, and watch out for the fog. And you see that little stop sign of the bus stop, make sure you stop. 37 off to school for the kids, and then heading home, cool, but still need a jacket, 66 with dry and cool conditions.
Thank you, Bob. All right, I know it's hard to believe tomorrow is Election Day. Although people had the option to early vote, many still chose to wait until Election Day to head to the polls.
And we're going to one of Tuesday's polling places. Coast TV News reporter Lisa Weber is live in Lewis. Lisa, while it looks like some other states are already dealing with lawsuits over voting and lighting, it's not the case in Delaware there.
Yeah, Matt and Paige, the Department of Elections says that it is not preparing for any delays because they have been preparing for the election for a couple of years now. And they said that people who are helping tally those votes have actually undergone training for about 3 years. And right now I'm standing at the Lewis Library, and this is one of the many voting locations in Sussex County. And tomorrow we can expect a lot of people to be lined up here ready to cast their ballots. And the Department of Elections says that early voting this year was a success, and more people actually turned out to early vote than they were expecting. The total number of people who early voted in Sussex County is 85,911, and 193,502 early voted in the entire state. The Department of Elections says that it's expecting about 50 to 60,000 people to come to the over 79 locations in Delaware to vote tomorrow. And the department says that delays are not expected, and we spoke with the director of the Department of Elections for Sussex County to learn what voters can expect tomorrow.
6 a.m. they'll start opening for our workers. 7 a.m. Voters start showing up, and everything's on track. Everything's good to go. We have all the supplies we need, all the machines we need. We actually have more than we need now that everybody's voted ahead of time. So should be really light lines, probably no lines.
And the polls in both Delaware and Maryland will open at 7 a.m. and will remain open until 8 p.m. Back to you.
Lisa, thank you so much. And don't forget, for any questions about Election Day, we have a list of polling places and rules right now on CoastTV.com.
With the expected win of a Senate seat in West Virginia, the Republican Party is poised to take control of Congress's upper chamber following the election. It has brought a national focus to the Senate race in Maryland. This is an open seat. Former two-term Governor Larry Hogan has demonstrated that a Republican is capable of winning in this heavy Democratic state. He is facing Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks, and the winner of this race will have to deal with national issues like crime.
And the border's a huge issue. My opponent runs the largest sanctuary city in Maryland, refuses to cooperate with ICE on violent, dangerous criminals. When the feds ask her to keep someone on a detainer, they refuse and just let them out on the streets.
The fact of the matter is, I not only supported law enforcement, I was law enforcement. The chief law enforcement officer in Prince George's County oversaw 50% lowering of crime when I was the chief law. I've increased police funding by 23%.
Both Hogan and Alsobrooks are attempting to replace retiring Ben Cardin, who announced last year he would not seek re-election.
Both Harris and Trump were on the campaign trail, focusing on battleground states in their final push before Election Day. Trump took on Pennsylvania and Georgia. Harris focused on Michigan. At his rally, the former president emphasized the importance of voting, and Harris expressing her hope for the future if she's elected.
We're just 2 days away from what will be the most important political event in the history of our country. I believe that. but you have to do one little thing. I don't want your money. I don't want anything. The only thing I want is get out and vote. Just get out, finish.
And we have an opportunity in this election to finally turn the page on a decade of politics driven by fear and division. We are done with that, and we are exhausted with it.
Now, early voting has ended in much of the country. We are now just less than 24 hours away from the election.
If you have visited Rehoboth Beach, you have probably seen construction at the end of Baltimore Avenue. On your screen now is the progress so far of the building of the Beach Patrol Station.
Yeah, crews broke ground on this project in 2023. Now we're just months away from the completion of the Beach Patrol Station. CoastTV News reporter Brandon Ferguson shows us where that project stands.
Construction crews working hard for this finished project. 2 stories, 5,500 square feet, and state-of-the-art facilities in the new building. Glenn Johnson has been visiting Rehoboth Beach for years, and he says this will make the beach safer.
Certainly promotes safety here at the beach with all the rip tides that the beach experiences. It'll probably, over time, save lives. So it's a great enhancement to the beach.
The city says the new building would offer a gateway from the station straight to the beach, this making for quick response times to emergencies.
Tremendous to have such a state-of-the-art facility.
But this project has cost the city more money than they would like.
In July, the city said they were $550,000 over budget, and during the November 4th Commissioner and Workshop meeting, new numbers will be released. In Rehoboth Beach, Brandon Ferguson, Coast TV News.
Got breaking news this morning, and we are learning that music mogul Quincy Jones died at the age of 91. According to his publicist, the star producer died surrounded by family at his Bel Air home on Sunday. Jones's impressive resume included working with some of music's legends like Michael Jackson, Frank Sinatra, and Ray Charles.
Longtime locals, you may remember the Overbrook Town Center. It's a mega shopping center that was proposed off of Route 1 in Lewis. After 2 denials, though, that lot sat empty, and now plans for the Lewis parcel have changed and actually doubled in size. Here's a look at the lot that we're talking about. It's at the northeast corner of Route 1 and Cave Neck Road. An LLC called Seaside at Lewis, they're looking to create 359 single-family home lots on that now 240-acre property.
And here's what's next for this. Later this month, a public hearing for this 359 home cluster subdivision is scheduled to go in front of the Sussex County Planning and Zoning, and that is scheduled for Wednesday, November 20th at 3 p.m.
Happening now, a Milton winery says they are fighting for a permit. Twin Branch Winery near Route 30 and 16 says it's been closed for almost a year due to permitting issues. There's going to be a public hearing on November 20th for that conditional use zoning permit. The winery is asking people to sign a petition it created in a show of support.
A lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, October's drought on Delmarva was actually felt across the country. We're going to tell you why authorities say last month may have broken records and what could be in store for November.
Also, a Delmarva tradition is this week. We'll have the history of Return Day and how you can watch all the festivities.
And a major Rehoboth Beach roadwork project will finally be underway this week. What area crews will start with and when that work will take place. Stick with us on Coast TV News Today.
Not happy with your home's builder-grade gas fireplace? Let Shegrin Home Comfort Products upgrade your fireplace with a new one from Mendota, Regency, or Cozy Heat. These gas fireplaces add both warmth and aesthetic to your home. Shegrin has plenty of different styles and sizes to choose from. What are you waiting for? Start your fall fireplace project now before it's too late. Stop in one of our local showrooms or give us a call at 302-644-7700 to see how Shegrin Home Comfort Products can warm up your home.
Prince George's County politician Angela Alsobrooks may live near D.C., but she'd bring tons of baggage. Nearly 2 decades of illegal tax breaks, $59,000 in back taxes, and thousands in unpaid bills. A sweetheart tax deal. Typical politician. Slumlord Alsobrooks? Records show she was caught operating an illegal rental property. With so much baggage, how can we trust Alsobrooks to represent us? Maryland's Future is responsible for the content of this advertising.
18 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Scoops and scores and Friday Night Lights. Football coverage like you've never seen before. Live games of the night every Friday night with the pre, half, and post-game shows. Plus, we'll take you around Delmarva for the latest real-time scores during Friday Night Lights. Tune in to the Delmarva Sports Network and the DSN app every Friday night this fall season. Scoops and scores and Friday Night Lights. Only on DSN and the DSN app.
6:40 on our Monday morning, seeing some high clouds on our gutter helmet cam, but we're seeing daylight too. That's nice. 56 in Ocean View. Frosty inland right now. We've got 30s from Salisbury up to Milton, 32 in Delmar. So some of us are scraping frost, but not so along the beaches with temperatures in the 50s. And we've got an easterly wind mixing things up, and that wind's coming off the warmer ocean as well. Mostly clear skies over the top of us now. We've got high pressure in place, and that high will keep us, well, high and dry through today. Drivecast this morning. You're scraping some frost, and also using the low beam headlights and the patchy fog. I gave the yellow light for that. Green light this afternoon, dry and cool conditions. If you missed it earlier, our umbrella winner was Karen Nicholson from Millsboro, and maybe Karen can use her umbrella on Thursday. Congratulations from Paul Davis and Coast TV.
We're going to go now with a live look at the Bay Bridge, and next weekend parts of that going to be shut down. On Sunday morning, thousands of runners will take to the bridge to participate in the Bay Bridge Run. So you should expect the eastbound span to close from midnight to 2 p.m. All right, we now know that the big Rehoboth Avenue paving project in Rehoboth Beach will begin tomorrow night. It's going to start with some milling. That's going to take place at 8 p.m. That's after the polls close on election night. Then the city says work will go from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Sunday through Friday. The first section will be between 2nd Street and the boardwalk. All right, on your screen right now, we're going to show you the literal burying of the hatchet, the centerpiece of Return Day, which is happening on Thursday. It's a day of bipartisanship 2 days after the election, where traditionally opposing political candidates go into a parade together, and the returns of the election are read aloud. Return Day has been a tradition in Georgetown for over 200 years now. People would return to the county seat and hear those election results. And don't forget, too, Coast TV will have extensive coverage of Return Day, so be sure you join in with us Thursday. It's going to be part of that bipartisanship and Delmarva flair, all happening on November 7th.
The last two coaches to lead the Eagles to the Super Bowl facing off at the field in South Philly on Sunday. Doug Peterson won it all for the Birds in 2017. He's now battling to keep his job in Jacksonville. Jaguars brought a 2-6 record into this game, while Nick Sirianni's Eagles, they're riding a 3-game win streak. And just check this out, folks. Beautiful, glorious Kelly green uniforms the Birds were sporting. This should be the look every game. First quarter, Jalen Hurts, the wheel route, and there is Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Eagles, and a 7-0 lead. We got more Saquon for you, folks. The Penn State great. Check out the spin move, and then a backwards hurdle. Are you kidding me? He is having a day, 159 yards on the ground, including this rushing touchdown. Jaguars made things dicey in the second half, but the Eagles hang on for the win. 4 wins in a row. They now have a 6-2 record heading into next week's game at Dallas. To the New Jersey Swamps, where the feel-good season for Page's Washington team continues. Jaden Daniels, 2 first-half touchdown passes, including that one there to Terry McLaurin late in the second quarter. Burgundy and Gold keep their hold on first place in the NFC East with a win over the Giants. They upped their record to 7-2. In Baltimore, another big day for Lamar Jackson. 3 touchdown passes against the Broncos. Here's one here in the second quarter. Zay Flowers. The Ravens are now 6-3 on the season after a 41-10 win. Steelers were on a bye, so the Ravens are now a half game out of first in the AFC North. And coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network, a replay of the Kent Island Queen Anne's football game. That's at 6:30. And then post-time harness racing at 10, followed by the final score.
Hey everyone, Hope you had a great weekend. Here's what's coming up Monday at 4 on Coast Light.
If you didn't know, Monday is National Sandwich Day. Who would have got a favorite? We want to hear about it.
That one's going to keep us laughing. All right. It's also, we are telling you about a way that you can really support our veterans and make sure that they're taken care of physically and mentally. It's a great cause.
And as always on a Monday, we've got our joke jar to share with you. So hopefully you're in the mood for a good laugh or maybe a sarcastic laugh.
Both sound good. We have all that and more Monday at 4 on Coast Light.
We're seeing breezy conditions at the coast this morning, keeping you a little warmer in Lewis, now 52 degrees, scraping frost inland, and a little bit of fog too. The dry streak continues through Election Day and midweek, but there is a chance for some shower activity Thursday. Won't be a drought buster. I'll have your Election Day forecast and track the rain coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Coast TV First Alert Weather. Your safety, our commitment.
We're bringing bright hope to Delaware by creating opportunity. As Secretary of Labor, I focused on preparing the workforce of tomorrow. And in Congress, I've worked to strengthen career and technical education. Jobs that might not require a four-year college degree, but do require skills. With jobs like these, together we can build the workforce of today and tomorrow. I'm Lisa Blunt Rochester, and I approve this message because our opportunities should be limitless.
Hey, what's he doing over at Miss Claudette's?
Fill your home with happiness this Thanksgiving. Shell Brothers.
877-CALL-FIR. FHFIR.com.
Foul odors, discolored water. Are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FHFIR has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FIR. FHFIR.com.
Time is 6:47 on your Monday morning. We're going to go now, take a live look at Laurel. Not a shocker there that it's bright and, you know, can see a lot going on right now, Bob, because of the clocks going. Did they go back or forward?
They went back.
Back, thank you.
So lighter in the morning.
Yeah.
And then darker in the evening quicker.
There we go.
And you can see some frost there as well, Paige.
Ooh, okay.
And the beautiful foliage.
But not enough to stop people from voting, Bob. Not that bad.
No excuses not to head to the polls tomorrow, Paige, as we're looking at dry conditions all day for your Election Day. A little cool, but, you know, it's that time of year, so just grab a jacket. At 10 a.m. tomorrow, we're looking at 69, a mix of sun and clouds by 1 o'clock. Really nice. After voting, you can, you know, have your lunch outside. 75 degrees by 4, pretty mild still. 73 and dry. And then by 7, it's cooling off into the mid-60s, so you definitely need the jacket. And just a reminder that the polls are open tomorrow from 7 a.m. till 8 p.m. So let's talk about the drought. We're now up to 38 consecutive days of dry weather. Last measurable rain September 27th. The old record, of course, is October to November of 2001. So we are firmly in first place now as far as top 5 driest days, and it will continue to go on. We could be looking at, you know, 42, 43 consecutive days, as we do have some rain chances in the future. But right now, we're scraping some frost inland areas, 32 in Delmar, 37 in Georgetown, 31 in Redden. But then you see the yellow colors along the coast indicating warmer temperatures, 57 Ocean City, Rehoboth 56. You've got an easterly breeze coming off the warmer Atlantic. That's why it's warmer there. But calm winds inland, well, it's frosty inland. So a big temperature difference as we've got some high clouds floating through. We've got high pressure over the top of us, and it's not budging. That's too bad because we've got a lot of rain back to our west, severe weather too across Texas, Oklahoma. a lot of rain into the Midwest. Unfortunately, this rain is moving northeast and not east, so it's going up and around this ridge of high pressure. So for us, we stay dry, mix of sun and clouds today. By noon, we're into the mid-60s, and then mid-60s, I think, later at 3:30, with a lot of clouds, some sun peeking through, but only lower 60s from Dewey Beach to Fenwick Island. And then moving through the evening, temperatures not falling off too quickly as the winds pick up out of the south. Could see a little bit of fog as we go into Tuesday morning, and it's only in the 50s tomorrow morning. So here's 10 a.m. on Election Day, mix of sun and clouds in the 60s, so not bad at all. In fact, by afternoon, a lot of us 77, 78 degrees as we go into the afternoon, 60s at the beaches. And then as the polls close, we're looking at temperatures into the 60s, and it does stay pretty mild right as we go into your Wednesday. Those winds are going to go from the east and then shift to the south and then start to pick up on Election Day. So that will elevate the fire danger too as we remain entrenched in this drought with the gusty southerly winds continuing. That rain chance comes on Thursday. Not a big chance with the front coming through. Maybe some measurable rain, but maybe not as well. And then we're also looking at more dry conditions into the upcoming weekend. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, mid-60s today, and then Election Day, 76, close to 80 Wednesday with that shower chance Thursday. A little cooler Friday through the weekend, staying dry and temperatures into the upper 60s.
Thank you, Bob. And as we've been talking about, the drought here on Delmarva continues. And for the entire country, October, it was one of the busiest, driest months ever in U.S. history. As of October 25th, the average rainfall across much of the country was less than an inch. According to the Climate Prediction Center's latest forecast, most states are likely to have wetter than normal conditions in early November.
Police in Ellendale will continue investigating after reports of homes being burglarized, specifically on Charlotte Avenue in the Ingram Village neighborhood. Now, the town says construction wire was taken, and all those homes, they're still being built.
Happening now, Delaware courts warning about an uptick in phone scams. Check this out. Authorities say scammers are posing as court officials. They're demanding cash for fake fines or arrest warrants. So remember, courts will never ask for immediate payments. And if you do receive one of these suspicious calls, hang up and contact local law enforcement.
Time is now 6:51 this morning. It's time to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
All right, today's coastal pet of the day, we are being told, is a very lazy dog. On your screen, that's Bucky. Now, as you can see, he is enjoying one of his favorite activities, that is napping. Bucky was submitted to us by his family in Ocean Pines.
Adorable little dog there. We want to keep seeing all your pets on Delmarva, even if they're not dogs or cats. Send us pictures of your wild animals and tell us what makes them so special.
Yeah, turtle can count.
Yeah.
Scan that QR code at the top of your screen to submit your furry friend to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
You know, I'm with Bucky, too. I like to nap as well, so he's not alone. We're looking at a beautiful camera from Laurel, the sun hitting the beautiful leaves on our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam, and some frost out there as well, but it's a dry day today. And then Election Day is looking pretty good as well. Dry conditions, and then a chance for some showers Thursday. I'll have your 10-day forecast taking us through Veterans Day coming up next.
Get ready, Delmarva. Excitement and incredible savings have arrived at Gateway Subaru. Save up to $3,200 on a new 2025 Subaru Outback with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. Or save up to $2,300 off a new 2024 Subaru Crosstrek with financing rates as low as 1.9% for 48 months. And be among the first to drive the all-new 2025 Subaru Forester. Stop in and reserve yours today. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
Come home to Crawl Street Tavern, where everyone's a local. Home to the Crawl Daddy Light Craft Beer. Start your day off right with breakfast classics. Indulge in your favorite pub grub. Amazing wings and killer crab cakes. Live music every weekend. Located on Waikamaco Street. Just steps away from the Ocean City Boardwalk. Open every day starting at 8 a.m.
Welcome to the Brush Factory. Explore our over 60 local merchants and artists all together under one roof. You just never know what you'll find at the Brush Factory on Kings. As always, we greatly appreciate your support.
We couldn't do it without you.
My dad, Mike Ramone, is a different kind of public servant.
I know what you're thinking. Yeah, right. But I know from my own experience how much he cares about everyone. He's a great father and grandfather. You can see how much their futures matter to him. And he has the same passion for your kids' future. He's focused on fixing our schools and getting teachers and students the resources they need. What I can promise is he'll be a great governor for all of Delaware.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming, our Fall into Comfort toy drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
It's 6:54. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. We have an update on the construction of the Rehoboth Beach Patrol Station. It's going to be given to Mayor Stan Mills and the city commissioners. What's going to be presented is this, a new total cost of the project. Right now, it's looking at around $5.5 million. The city says the project still on target, though, for completion before the 2025 Memorial Day weekend.
Striking workers at Boeing set to vote on a new contract proposal after what has become the costliest strike for the U.S. economy this century. The proposed offer between Boeing and the union includes compounding pay increases that add up to more than 43%. The offer is an increase compared to the offer of more than 30,000 striking workers rejected just over a week ago.
With the expected win of a Senate seat in West Virginia, the Republican Party poised to take control of Congress's upper chamber following the election, and it's brought a national focus now to the Senate race in Maryland. It's an open seat. Former two-term Governor Larry Hogan has demonstrated that a Republican is capable of winning in this heavily Democratic state, and he's facing Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks.
Both Vice President Harris, former President Trump, continue on the campaign trail, focusing on battleground states in the final push before Election Day. Trump was in Pennsylvania and Georgia on Sunday, while Harris focused on Michigan. And at his rally, the former president emphasized the importance of voting. This while Harris expressed her hope for the future if she is elected. Early voting has ended in much of the country as we are now less than 24 hours away from Election Day.
Arguably a more important day, though, is a day you can indulge your sweet tooth, and it's National Candy Day.
Yeah, the word candy relates to chocolate bars, gumdrops, suckers.
I was joking, obviously, if you couldn't tell. But anyways, candy was first made from honey and was once thought to actually calm the digestive system and cure a sore throat.
And you could celebrate the day by enjoying some of that leftover candy from Halloween. I wonder if stealing from your kids' candy bag is encouraged.
It's not stealing.
Okay.
Yeah, it is encouraged.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do that.
And stealing is not the correct word.
No, it's just borrowing.
Sharing without permission.
Exactly. I think it's totally fine. All right, it is 6:57 now. It's time for a look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, Bob, we're continuing the record drought. I wish I could say something different when I give these tosses to you here.
I know. It's just a broken record as the drought continues, but let's enjoy the great outdoors and stay safe, too, while the dry streak continues as the foliage is peaking now. It's chilly this morning with 30s, a little frosty, but then we're warming up to the mid-60s today, around 66 later on. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Election Day looking dry, 76. Close to 80 Wednesday. Thursday we have a chance of rain. Not a big chance, 72. A cool weekend in the 60s, maybe another rain chance as we head towards Veterans Day next Monday.
Bob, thank you, and thank you for joining us on Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with Coast TV Midday at 11. Stick around.
And for even more news coverage you can count on, download our apps. Have a great Monday morning, everybody.